I just love the fact that whenever we meet or speak, we can just make our stupid jokes about how we are gay and we can't do math because frankly, well, I'm a dyscalculiac, so that's a diagnosed like disorder for me, but
And I'm
but the fact that we can
Dyscalculia. Yes, I've heard of that. Yes.
but that the fact that we can make these jokes and just be there for one another, and that we can always have like long discussions about like Ariana Grande 1 second and then like communism 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
I just love that.
Very diverse.
I just love that because in all honesty, I think a lot of people misconstrue how like layered a person is. Like I think when people see, for example, me with my glitter glitter the makeup and all that, they would assume that I'm just an empty-headed bimbo, but then they don't realize the fact that actually I have a lot of thoughts and I will share those thoughts, and I don't really care who it offends because quite honestly I I am for empathy, I am for reason, and I am for advocacy for others. And I think that doesn't win you many friends as well, as 2020 has proven. And
Yeah.
that's like
Been quite an interesting year, hasn't it, with people? I've had to block a few and unfriend as well.
Oh, the same thing happened
like
to me.
Can I interject here for just a second for our audience? Our YouTube video was taken down, the live version of it for some reason. I was able to get it back up live, but what we're gonna do is actually just re-upload the full video later. So if you are trying to hit the replay later after the stream, you'll have to wait for the re-upload to see the stream from the beginning to the end. So I don't know. Emma says we're cursed today.
I only just noticed it because I clicked on, I thought, there's no comments coming through from YouTube. So I clicked and it said, took down for terms of service violation. And
I
was
didn't
like,
even
what?
see your chat.
Yeah.
I went to try to make a comment through the application that we use. And it was like, did your video get taken down? And I'm like, well, did it, bitch? Did it get taken down?
Well, again, because I'm not tech-minded, what would that necessarily mean? That we've gone against
somebody
something?
has to report that video. What could they possibly report it for, though?
Excuse, is it my hat? Have I offended somebody? my witness.
Well, I said to you in the chat, Linda, I had to look twice what was on your head.
As I like to say, many people are not quite happy with women speaking up about stuff that concerns them. Like many, especially men, not to like single out anyone, but especially men get uncomfortable when a woman is pushier or a bit sturdier about her like rules and boundaries. That's my experience. Like people will try to test my patience and then get surprised when I'm just like I just usually go.
That's out of order.
That's really wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm not at all happy with that.
Whoever you are, you're an arsehole.
I'm going to disagree with whoever's done that because you can go and do one out the door.
Well, it looks like our YouTubers are strolling in. I'm looking at YouTube now, so hopefully all is well. But like I said, we'll re-upload this video later. But for the purposes of going live, so you don't miss Smiley's birthday, we want to make sure that you can see us live too. So
Yeah.
You can't see it?
No.
Let me send you a link. But you know what? There is what was I about to say? Yeah, like you said, Molly, just men. It just seems from our experience. I'm not, like you said, not trying to single anybody out, but they have a problem, a huge problem. Not with just women just speaking out, but being unapologetic in the way who they are. And the reason why I say this is because we get comments about the cursing. We get comments about too much makeup. We get comments because we like makeup. It was just a hobby of ours. It's something that we actually enjoy. It's just, which is
Yeah.
very rare to meet somebody on the other side of the world that shares the same hobby as you do. So
I see,
anyway,
And then
they're great.
let alone the fact that it's not even that we sought out one another, it's just the circumstances just floated
We came
this
together
way.
for a
So
reason. We're here for a reason.
exactly. And then for some, and this was definitely men, so I'm not gonna act like it wasn't, but they were like, oh, you named it something something table just to piss on us. And I'm just like, no, dude, we named it
Okay.
this because we want to let the audience know that we're like glass, we're transparent, and you're not gonna catch us lying or trying to act like something that we're not. And what's bothersome, if I can mention that it's also a sexuality awareness week. So what bothers me the most is whenever I say that I'm asexual, and then people say, then why do you do makeup? Why do you dress up like you do with shoulders out, or with like pencil skirts and high heels and whatever? And I'm just like, for my best friend, right wait, camera, right
No, this
opposite way.
there,
no,
there,
yeah, that's me.
there.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Damn, girl. Then he
Most of
excuse
us
me. I'm
women,
not dressing for
we dress to like feel good
like
ourselves.
I'm. Yeah.
Sorry, the echo
Oh,
is
I
making me
just
put
see the
in wrong.
comment.
Sorry.
Thank you, guys. But yeah, it's
Wow.
like I dress for myself. First of all, I dress so that when I walk past the mirror, I can go, that's a bad bitch, or that my best friend can go, yeah, that's a bad bitch. and I'm just like, I don't dress for attention. If men, especially men, would never speak to me ever again, I would be happy with that. Respect for the exceptions, obviously.
Yeah.
Like the two men on this stream right now, who are absolutely lovely and intelligent, and who don't go around interrogating women when they want to speak about something that's close to their heart. But it's annoying as hell. And I never experienced a woman do that. That when I say, actually, if you are about to flirt with me, or if you are about to attempt to flirt with me, or anything like that, you're barking up the wrong tree, you're knocking on the wrong door, next house, move on, move along. I'm not even bothered to react then. So I'm just like, move it along, because I'm either gonna like not respond and block you, or respond and hurt your feelings.
Hurt their feelings. Like next time, hurt their feelings, please.
Hurt them before blocking them.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's my go-to. That's my go-to. Like, there was this guy at the same night that Gabor was wearing this shirt with the makeup I did on him, and he was looking fabulous. Not to brag, that was my work. It was lovely,
Well, good.
and I was dancing because, well, there was like some good rock songs, and then Shakira came on, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit in the chair and act like nothing is up. It's good music, so duh, I'm gonna dance. We came out for a reason. We were celebrating a birthday that night, and so we danced, we had fun, we drank, and we were leaving because the creepy guy came up to us, and we decided, okay, this was about enough of whatever that is. And we started leaving, and then this guy was like trying to
So,
talk to me.
which one?
Oh, you did? I don't think you heard it because of the music, but he started speaking to me, and I was like, first of all, I don't exactly hear you, but I already know you're on some bullshit. So
You don't
don't
need to
even.
hear what you're saying.
I don't even need to. Okay, it's a drunk white guy on a Saturday night or a Friday. What was it?
It doesn't
Friday,
really matter. Does it?
but doesn't really matter. So I'm just like,
It reminds me of a few years ago, Molly. I was in a nightclub on the dance floor, and this guy kept coming up behind me and putting his hands on my waist. And I just turned around and gave him a filthy look and made him back off. And then he come back and did it again. I'm like, right, 2 chances. Do it again. I'm going to flip. And he came up and did it again. I turned around to him and went, stop fucking touching me. And he just literally jumped backwards in shock, looked at me, walked off to his friends, and then was like stood there like talking like as if he was like totally surprised that I did that. But like I blatantly made it obvious to him like 2 times in a row. Stop touching me. You're encroaching on your space. I had no clue who he was. And then he acts all like shocked. That I turned around and basically told him like, do one.
right.
Good for you,
I
Emma.
think
Because
Good.
if it had been me, who let me just, please, Shan't. That's it. Calm down.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Would have to beat them down. But I wanted to say something real quick about men and unwanted attention. That is what he put this guy, the guy that I've been ranting and raving about all day. You guys on my page. He was like, well, how define unwanted attention? I'm like, what? Like, what is that to define? I don't want you. This is not wanted. Don't touch me. I don't want the attention. But the simple fact of the matter that you have to ask a woman what to define that, which means probably homeboy need to been doing some stuff he ain't supposed to been doing. Probably is just a jerk anyway. But anyway, boo, you blocked, boo. You done got blocked from my page. Yeah, but anyways.
I think if you would have touched me again, then I would have probably like knocked him out. But I thought I'd give him a few chances first, and then like he was just pushing it, and I was just like, shouted at him above the really loud dance music in the end, and hopefully it stops him doing it to other women.
Well, yeah, but that's probably all it took. But
That's harassment.
unfortunately, like in my neighborhood, or growing up and where I grew up at, I was just used to just having unwanted attention all the time. Like, but I was a young kid, like a girl, from men like super older, and then in the Jehovah's Witness religion, you have creepy old dudes always trying to talk to you and stuff like that. It's as a woman, y'all, it's hard to be a woman in this world.
Yeah.
Because a man don't go out thinking like, oh, is somebody gonna try to grab me today or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's just probably not even a thought. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Well, especially when you're young, you do not have experience enough to fight this kind of approach, which is very disrespectful, by the way.
Yeah.
And then these men, these elderly men you're talking about, they think that they can possess, like in a certain way, the young girls. Anyway, they are like predators. What I was going to say. And about when you are in a nightclub, for example, and then the guys come to touching you, for example, as Emma mentioned. Totally disrespectful, of course. But one thing that I keep thinking sometimes, I don't see a lot of women touching men without their okay, but I see a lot of men touching women without their okay. So I think it's about the culture. We grow up. I am from Brazil. We have this culture here, which is I think everywhere. We can see this kind of thing happening everywhere. We grow up in a society that thinks that they can control other people's preferences. For example, when I was a young, still now, I listen to jokes about gay people and this and that. Then I keep thinking to myself, why don't you just respect people's opinions and interests and decisions and move along with your life? But why do you have to look at those people and say, I don't like you because you're not like me? So this is the stupidest thing. I believe God, but I don't like this. For example, this false idea that people who go to church, they think that they can rule the world. That's my point here. God give you free will, freedom to choose whatever you want to be, to do whatever you want to do. So the point is that the culture that men can do whatever they want, it's not it hasn't happened, it hasn't been happening just right now. It's something that has been happening for like thousands of years. So it's cool that nowadays people can step in and say whatever they think, that this is wrong, this is totally wrong, and it should be fixed in a certain way. I have I have gay friends. They are the most wonderful people, you know, and no matter what sexual preference they have, they are great people. I like them a lot. And some other friends that I have are not so cool as they are. So that proves that there's nothing. It's not about what you are, your sexual preference. Or I was going to make a joke here. I was the ugliest person in the room because I don't have makeup on. It's just a joke. Yeah,
Oh.
I like to see people wearing makeup. But if I put makeup on and I go on the streets here, I'm going to be people are going to curse because they're not going to respect my will. This is what I don't understand about people. People should respect the others the way they are, and period. That's what I think.
Well,
But
I
it's
don't
all
think you
about
can.
control.
Yeah, you can't stop people's
Yeah.
hateful hearts, but you
Yeah.
can stop people from being in office who are hateful. You
Yeah.
mean that has
Mhm.
power to enact legislation and enact laws and put their hate in motion. That's what the
Right. I
civil
mean,
rights movement was all about.
and Stella will exactly know who I'm talking about. They get like so barking mad. Like they lose their marbles, they lose their minds when they comment about like God's love or whatever, and I start doing the same thing and quoting the Bible at them, and then they accuse me of either you don't understand or stop looking at your TV. I'm not even gonna take them seriously enough to use my proper voice for the
And
argument,
out of
and
context.
I'm just like, listen, bitch. First of all, I read the Bible in 3 languages and 8 versions, so shut the fuck up. I know what I'm talking about. I don't need a degree to know what I'm talking about. And I don't need to be at church every Sunday to know what I'm talking about. I
Exactly.
would wager that
Yeah.
any atheist in the room is maybe just a tad more knowledgeable about Bible history than you are, because that is ultimately what leads most of us out of religion. No matter who you ask. I befriended some ex-Muslims recently, and they all say the same thing. It's guess what? I read the Quran alone without someone cuddling me and telling me how to understand it. And when I read it, I was mortified by how violent and barbaric it is. And I'm just like, exactly. And yeah, that's just about that's just about it. And then the people get mad like at me for saying no, I don't care that you don't think being homosexual is a sin, but acting on it is. I don't care how you try to justify it. It's not like pineapple on a pizza. So it's not like a choice, it's not a lifestyle. It's and guess what? My favorite topping on pizza or my favorite flavor of ice cream, that's an opinion, and that doesn't get people killed, depressed, and suicidal. But your stupid opinion does get people killed, depressed, and suicidal. So,
Yeah.
Also, I hate that they wanna like justify like, oh, like being gay is not a sin, but like then acting on it is, and like finding love and all of these things are so important to a lot of people, and like relationships, whether romantic or friendships, are so important to people. So how can you ask someone? How can you like tell someone to, like, I don't know, if you are like a gay man, to marry a woman and not just ruin your life, but probably that woman's life, and then if you have children, probably
Yeah.
the children's life as well. And it's just so cruel. And I think it's terrible to ask people to give up something, or like ask trans people to like not transition, because that's just so fundamental to your understanding of your identity usually. And yeah, I think it's terrible. And I also I wanted to say that I think I really commend you, all of you guys, just because I think it takes so much, mental strength and determination get out of a situation like that, like being in a cult. And again, I think it's so, I respect you so much, because I am not sure if I grew up Christian or if I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, I would have been able to do that. So I think I really respect all of you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
It's
That's the
definitely not
reason.
yeah, it's definitely not an easy transition. Like I said, when we met, I was, and honestly, when if I could go back to like 18-year-old Molly, like the Molly who you knew before you came out, I would probably still punch her, because she was saying stupid shit like, why is her skirt so short? I remember I said that kind of shit. And I remember you were like, why does it bother you? And I'm like, yeah, why does it? Anyway, so these days I'm like, you could roll out butt naked. Okay, I'm not saying you should. I'm saying you physically could. And you should still be respected. You should still be not stared at. Obviously, bear in mind that appropriate behavior exists, so don't go to school naked and with your ass hanging out from your skirt, because yeah, that's an educational facility, so probably you should wear something, not too revealing, because obviously you don't, I don't know if I would feel comfortable in an educational facility like that. Maybe that's just a personal hang up. I have like very set like ways of like how I dress depending on where I'm going. So I guess that's what it boils down to. Like, dress appropriately to the situation. And I guess that's what about women many people forget, that women have like multiple pieces of attire. Okay, so if you see me with half of my ass out one day, and then the next day you see me in a pantsuit, don't be surprised, because guess what? I have a wardrobe full of clothes, and they are not all the same, because guess what? I know that, for example, for a business meeting, I'm not gonna wear a pencil skirt, but I'm gonna wear a pantsuit, and I know that I will wear a bikini to the beach, or like a bathing suit for the beach, and not a pantsuit. It's all about knowing what's appropriate for when. Obviously, that applies for like everyone. You wouldn't roll up in this shirt to a funeral, would you, Gabor? Obviously not.
No, probably not. But not because of me. My parents wouldn't let me. They were like, "Nah, go back, change," and then I would still try, probably.
Like, that's the point, is that women do know what's appropriate, and if it's a hot summer day, don't expect women to get all covered up. We don't need to. You should respect us, whatever it is. And in all honesty, like in that situation that you told us, Emma, I would possibly have punched the guy first strike. Like,
well, I didn't want to get kicked out of the club, so I was trying to like keep it calm.
Yeah, like, do you remember those idiots in Greece, Gabor? Do you remember them? Like, we went.
Idiots.
Okay, I know. I call a lot of people idiots.
Which is
it's a bad habit.
Because a lot of people are idiots. So
exactly.
They're everywhere.
So like, we went to Greece after graduation with Gabor and another friend, and so we went out partying one night. We went to a dance hall where we danced, we had fun, and then we moved on to a disco, like a more modern place.
They almost discovered you because you were such a great dancer.
I didn't know that.
Sorry, this is a personal story that I'm still very salty about, but like continue.
I didn't know Molly was a great dancer.
So no, the thing is, there
No,
we were
she's
in
not.
this club and we were dancing, the three of us, and there was this woman who was apparently a dance teacher, and she goes up to Molly, she starts like egging her on, being like, yeah, and then she was like after and on the dance floor, she was like telling me, I'm a dance teacher, you dance so great, we are so like I don't remember what exactly she said, but then me and the other friend, we looked at each other and we're like, what about us? Like, come on, man. Like, good for you, Molly. You have a career as your backup dancer. Good for you.
That's
So she's
Well, I
not.
think she was just being nice.
that's
I
one thing I
definitely
haven't
think she
done.
was just being nice.
I haven't experienced it. I haven't actually ever been to a club in the whole of my life.
Linda, you're only in London as well. Like,
I'm a club virgin.
we should
I
go
know.
clubbing as soon as COVID's over.
I know. I just want. I mean, I love dancing. I can salsa and everything, but I just want to be able to go and do something that I've never experienced. And I've done the concerts so far. Now I've done 2, and obviously there are more to be coming as time goes on. But I just want to go and just experience
Concerts
what
are
it's all
so
about.
much fun.
I have to say, I experienced the club one time. I went to a club. But I'm like you, Linda. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older too. Like I just don't. And then I'm coming out of the Jehovah's Witness community, and I'm like, there's just so much I haven't experienced. But I also don't want to be the oldest person at the club, so I'm gonna have to find a
Come
club.
on now, I'm 45 and I still go clubbing.
But is there certain clubs you go to? Like you ain't going to the
I'll just
teeny
go.
bopper.
Yeah, I'll just go and get on the dance floor. Yeah,
Wow.
I'll go dressed as a rocker, and I'll just go on the dance floor with all
Yeah.
the trendies and just like.
I don't even have to have
I
a
don't
drink.
know.
I just literally, you put music on and I just start dancing. I don't have to drink to dance.
Oh well, I'm drinking.
Oh, I
I'm
do. I
very-
need the confidence.
Oh yeah, but
I'm a very cheap.
I
Sorry, Molly.
prefer.
I've got no flow unless I've had a few, so I need a few in me to like loosen up my old hips and get me on the dance floor.
I'm trying to talk my
Yeah, I
husband into
prefer.
going dancing, like
I
you
prefer
know,
like dance
line dancing and stuff
dance
like
kind
that.
of
I want to learn
places.
that.
Like that place where I was like quote unquote discovered. That place was a lot of fun because they played like
Oh my
old
goodness.
school music and not like techno music. I don't really care for the modern day like electro music. I hate it. I don't think you can dance to it.
But
I
in the club,
prefer
they play
like
a lot of Ariana Grande. They play a lot of Beyonce. Like, I don't know. I think I understand why you don't like clubs, and I'm not gonna make you go to a club. But I think like they do play a diverse like lots of kinds of songs. Like I heard
as
Ariana
you
Grande,
know,
Rihanna.
as you know, with you guys, I will go to a club. We did go to clubs together, so I don't know. We do go to clubs together, but I prefer like those songs like when they randomly play some Shakira or some stuff that you can like dance to,
yeah.
and you can.
Yeah.
But they play a lot of Shakira.
Instead
I think at least in British clubs they play Shakira all the time. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
unfortunately.
Well, there's one along the
I
coast
love
here
Shakira.
in
I love the
Brighton.
reggaeton.
And I want to go to the one in Brighton because it's got the 80s as well, and I would just be right in there. I really would be.
Oh, Brighton isn't Brighton the gayest city?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're the next county from there. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I had a
I
friend.
have a confession. I have never been into a bar also or a club.
Oh well, we're
my
twins.
goodness.
You've never been into a bar or a club?
No, never.
Why not? Why not?
No.
I've been a Jada for 42 years, so
Yeah.
I have no experience
They take so
or
much.
anything.
Have you never wanted to though?
Yeah, it's one in my bucket list to go in. Yeah, to go
Girl,
in.
well, live a little girl. Go into a bar
Yeah.
or something. Have you a drink?
Even if it's just a coffee or a hot chocolate, go and order it.
With some whiskey in it and make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw some bar and club in here, but I just took a look. And that's it, outside, but I did not go inside. But
Do you feel anxious, Stella? Is it nerves or is it anxious? Are you worried about what you're going to find
no,
inside
no,
or
no, no.
what could
It's
happen?
not. Maybe if I'm with somebody, I'll go inside. But on my own, I don't think I can.
Yeah.
I don't have the courage yet.
Yeah.
I feel I don't belong, something like that. So maybe
Yeah, I'd
I
be the
still
same.
carry some of the jade up thinking in me. So
But I
I'm
wouldn't go
not
to a pub on
comfortable.
my own either. I think.
No, I don't. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that either.
Guys can do that. Guys can go and sit in a pub on their own and whatever. I have to go with at least another friend. I wouldn't go in on my
Yeah.
own.
Hmm.
Sorry. Needed to plug my
Stella,
device in.
Stella, are
To
you in my
charge.
XJW group?
Again.
Are you in my XJW group? Extra Havens Witnesses Unite.
Oh, I think before, because I don't know that was your group, but I left a lot of groups in the
Okay.
XJW community because there's so many notifications. But maybe send me an invite and then I'll go jump
Well, you can
right
turn the
into it.
notifications off, but I was thinking there's a few, I think, in my group from the Philippines. So if you wanted to get together with some other people and then go out, then you might be able to find some people. Because I think, not that you may want to hang around with other Extra Havens Witnesses, but I think you've got like a connection straight away, so it's easier to make some friends. So if you was in my group and then put a post out to say, is anyone like in my area, do you want to meet up? Let's go to the pub or something.
Oh, basically at this moment I'm alone in China, so
Right.
if I'm in the Philippines, that's gonna be easy for me. But right now I'm just by myself here. I mean, I think like Wally, alone exited up in the
Oh.
country. So I have no choice right now. But maybe
Yeah,
when I go back to the Philippines, and
there
I
is a
can go
there
with
is a
them.
Hungarian XW group, and they have like 60 members, and I'm like just 60, and it's barely anything there. Like they barely post, so it's like, well, I feel like yeah, they speak out. Like there is this other woman who speaks out, but she doesn't do it like we do, like with the videos, with actually giving interviews and contacting media and all that. Like those are all in my plans, but currently, sorry, the source of light is not trying to behave today. So yeah, that's a bit like tricky, because in like the US and the UK, you have like thousands of people who would rally behind you when you say, yeah, this is actually true. But then in Hungary, it's like very, very
I
limited,
feel
the
like
amount of people who either who leave or who get actually shunned in this fellowship. Because I think they would, if they shun you, they would not throw you out of the house. Like that happened with a girl for kissing someone, and she was not thrown out to the streets. She was just not spoken to. Like she still stayed home, and her family just didn't speak to her.
I don't know if
Yeah.
that's worse though. Is it worse to be at home and be ignored in your own house, or to be kicked out? I don't know. It's harsh
I
to live
mean,
there, and
Well, I experienced both. And I guess I would say for me, the worst thing was being ignored in my own house because I couldn't go anywhere. I didn't really have an outlet, whereas if I'm outside of my house, if I could break the mental indoctrination of being around worldly people, I could actually interact with people on my job, interact with people at school, interact with people at at my work, places like that. But my mom took it to a extreme. So yeah, there are some parents out there that will ignore you in your own house. So
How long were
saying
you
that
shunned
though,
at home, though, Spencer? Sorry, Emma. How long were you how long were you shunned at home, though, Spencer? How long was it happening?
I only stayed with them a year, being shunned in the house, and then but I've been shunned for over 20 years. So and when I add it all up together, so
that year must have felt like a long time. Like when my mom got pissed off with me, she'd never shout at me, she'd ignore me. So I'd be sat in the living room with her, and after she hadn't spoke to me for about an hour, I'd be like, so what are you mad at me for? And I've kind of picked up that habit. Like my brother knows that I'm mad at him when I don't talk to him. I don't know, I'd rather just do it that way than just not scream and shout at him. But yeah, so I've only experienced that for a little while, but to go through that for a year, that must have been harsh.
Yeah.
it was. But you know what? It's not about me. It's about Molly's birthday. So we're gonna wrap up here our stream. We're almost approaching an hour here. Anybody, we want to go around with final thoughts, or anybody have final thoughts? Just jump on right in. I guess for me, happy birthday, Molly. Drink. I know you don't usually drink, but drink lots. That's what my wish is for you. And writing. Well, you should be drinking and writing, or maybe you should. I don't know how you.
Yeah, why not? That reminds me of something Molly told me. Didn't you write an essay drunk once or something?
Oh yeah. Oh my God! Now that Gabor is here, that story of New Year's Eve. Do you remember when I was obsessed with my Swedish teacher?
Oh, of course I do.
And I wanted to, and I wanted to drunk text him, and you were like, at first you were like, go girl, and then 2 minutes later you were like, oh wait, no, actually don't, and I started running around the house so that you couldn't take my phone, but then you took my phone, and I remember that you hid it in the fridge. You remember that it was on top of the fridge, whatever it was.
It was on the top of the fridge. I know I wouldn't have put your phone in the fridge though.
Okay. It was on top of the fridge. And then I hid in the bathtub. And then you found me in the bathtub. And then I ran into my room and locked myself into the room. And I turned on the computer. And you were like banging on the door like, what are you doing? Don't text him. Don't text him.
I don't know why I didn't like to text him. Why I was contacting him?
I was like, and I was like, no, I'm not texting him. I'm texting someone else. And I spent like, I think half an hour in the room, locked in. And I was actually texting the TOK teacher because I saw that she sent me an email during the day. And I was like, oh, okay. So now I'm in the right mindset to TOK. And then I started typing.
Which is theory of knowledge. Because like all the others might know what TOK is. It's like it was a subject for us, which is theory of knowledge, which is kind of like the philosophy of knowledge. So that's why she was saying that she was in the right mindset, because like the only time you kind of could understand what the teacher was talking about was if you were drunk.
and so I started correcting the essay, and then after half an hour I went out and joined. And then I also remember that during that same night we weren't even drunk, but I think it was Sina who mentioned 50 Shades of Grey, and so I started chasing you with the tablecloth, and we started like reenacting 50 Shades of Grey to send to Mobin.
Well, that was a glorious time, wasn't it? The proudest time of our lives.
Exactly. And then I remember waking up the next day. I was not hungover.
But didn't somebody take videos of us? I think I.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Molly saying where are the videos hopefully hidden.
We sent it to Mobin.
Yeah, I remember. No, I don't remember.
We specifically did that. We specifically did that to send to Mobin, and then I remember I was like,
can we see these videos, the after party, please?
if I ever find them.
Can
But
contact
then,
Chadami.
yeah, but it was a lot of fun because then later on I was drunk. We were like not even bothering with champagne glasses. We were drinking straight from the bottle. And I remember that as you were running out of the beer bottles and the champagne got empty and the wine bottle got empty, like we drank a lot that night. We drank like serious alcohol that night. So anyway, I went out and I started smashing the bottles in front of the house. And I don't know if one of them bounced back. And I don't know if it actually hit me in the face or that I was just
Oh my
drunk
goodness.
enough to believe that it hit me in the face. But I remember you were standing behind me, laughing your ass off at me, like "Ugh, ugh," breaking the bottles on the frozen ground for no
I
reason
do remember
other
that.
than
I don't know why I found it so amusing, but like I loved you just like drunk, like stumbling out of the house, screaming, "I'm gonna break this bottle." You just like
It's like Molly lost her mind.
You've got to find this
Do you
clip.
remember? Do you remember the first time we ever got drunk at the Salaktizu?
was that the first
And
time?
then we sat on your face.
I do remember I was drunk, but I don't think you were drunk.
I was drunk, and it was so funny because Mobin was sitting next to me. He stood up to go pee, and then you stood up to go. No, you stood up to go pee, and then Mobin stood up to go pee, and you came back, and you like didn't see each other or some stuff like that, and then Mobin came back and sat back next to me, but you were laying in my lap or some stuff like that, and he sat on your face.
I mean, I wasn't laying on your lap. I remember I was really tired, so I just lie down on like the couch, and I just remember
Okay.
him like sitting on my face.
But I remember, like, he didn't notice that he sat on you. You didn't notice. Like, there was 2 minutes when nothing happened, and then out of the sudden, like, from behind his ass, your arm rose. And that's when he noticed that, oh my god, I sat on camera!
Again, a very dignified memory.
Well, listen, here I am talking about wanting to, like, drunk text my Swedish teacher and I'm asexual.
No, I also
What do I even
remember. I also remember when we were drinking at my place, and I live very
My God.
close. Back then, I lived very close to where the Swedish teacher, her crush, was living, and she remembered her car, his car. So I don't remember what you wrote on that note, but we all decided that we are gonna find his car, and Molly will place her little note on top of the windshield, and then we found a car that might have been his, might not have been his, because there's a lot of cars that are the same color and same make as that. So she just placed it on top of the windshield, and then we left, and we don't know if he ever got it. You know, maybe he's still waiting for you, Molly. Maybe he actually got it. And, like, he's
No,
still
he's
like,
engaged.
when is Molly coming finally?
Okay, but actually I remember what I wrote. I was drunk as fuck, but I remember what I wrote. I just wrote, I love you, and
Yeah,
then
I
my
think you
monogram.
wrote- Yeah,
I just wrote that. Like, I love you and my like,
I
my
think
my
he's still
initial.
waiting for you. You know, he's still there, like, just, you know, yearning and being like, where is Molly? Where is, like, this has been like, it has been 6 years.
But I remember, was it that same night or another night when we were playing like role play, like fantasy game with Chubby, Sina and Mobin, and I was a Viking, you were a unicorn, Sina was a wizard or some shit, and then we finished that and we were playing like never have I ever, and we deliberately followed the questions to get Mobin drunk because his mom was home. and then he started beating me with a pillow because he was like, that's Molly's idea, was it? Because she's the only person who is asshole enough to do this. And then he started chasing me with the pillow and I hid in your closet? Or was it separate occasions? I don't know, but it was a lot of fun.
It was you beat each other up a lot with Mobin. That was your relationship,
Yeah.
yelling at each other and beating each other up.
Oh, what it is to be young, eh? Oh, Molly, honestly, enjoy everything. Enjoy everything that you can. Just grab it all. If I could have done it again and gone back again, I would have been living it again. Yeah,
Linda, you're never
Almost
too old. Live it now.
I
Like,
know.
deal with
Yeah,
it. Just like,
I'm getting there.
keep living. Like,
I'm getting
keep
there.
living, keep
As
living.
I say, I've got another birthday coming up in February. It'll be my third, so I'm excited about that. In fact, we're twins. Spencer and I are birthday twins.
Yay.
I'm gonna wish Molly a very happy birthday, and next week I
Thank you,
wish
lovely. Thank you for
Pumpkin will
being
gain
young.
more weight because that's what we keep in touch with. Pumpkin's progress, so Molly will not be worried.
Oh,
And yeah, so yeah, wishing you
So
more
he's
love
in position
and
for
happiness.
dinner. Like they are sitting on my desk right now, staring at me, and
Judging you?
it's around this time. Yeah, they are watching, and it's around this time when I start like giving Pumpkin his dinner.
oh.
You're about late.
It's strange how animals know that.
Yeah,
Like my
they can have guinea
mate,
pigs.
my mate set a timer on his is it Alexa to beep when it's time to feed the cat. And I was there, and Alexa beeped. He went, "Watch this," and the cat jumped up all excited. I was like, "How the hell does she know that means it's her feed time?" He's like, "She does. She connects that with her being fed, and she just got really excited by this one beep." And I was just like, "Wow, that's clever."
Yeah.
I don't even have an alarm for that. I just know when I usually feed them, and even in the morning, like I can't even go to pee. Like I go to pee, and they will sit on my feet while I'm peeing because they know that after I pee, I feed them. So they follow me into the bathroom. I sit down on the toilet. They sit on my feet, and then they like run between my legs until that fateful moment when the food hits the plate and I put it down in front of them to eat. They know like the thing they know is my alarm. Like my alarm goes off at 7 a.m. and between 6 and 7 a.m. I will have either one of these furry assholes or both of them either licking my face or digging on my back, just doing obnoxious rabbit shit to wake me up. And I'm just like, but it's not 7 a.m. Wait for it. So yeah,
Hey, Molly.
they know.
They know
Molly,
your routine.
is that true, Molly? That in Hungary we cannot clink beer glasses or bottles together. We cannot clink beer glasses together. Is that true?
Yeah. So
Why?
Or like it was. I think. Sorry, continue, Molly.
yeah. So yeah, it was a. What the hell are you doing? Jesus. So yeah, it was true, and it was because, for example, wine is supposed to bring riches, and beer is not. Like it's a hard times
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
drink
no,
because
no.
it's cheaper.
That-
So, what
no, I think it's because of the Austrians. Because
am I
like
misremembering?
I think Hungarians are not supposed to clink or clink glass like beer glasses when they were drinking beer. They're not supposed to clink because after our like war of independence in the early 19th century, the Austrians clinked with like beer. So like I think Hungarians were not supposed to
Oh,
do that for 150 years, but it expired. So now we can do whatever we want. And but
Oh,
yeah,
Okay.
there's a
that's the story.
history.
Right.
That's
but
interesting.
also, if you drink with a Hungarian and you want to like clink the glasses, first of all, you are supposed to make eye contact. So if there's like a lot of people in the room, you're still supposed to make eye contact with each and every one who you clink your glasses with. And you're supposed to say something like Isten, Isten, or egészségünkre, some shit like that when you clink the glasses. And you're not supposed to put the glass down. After you clink, you need to drink from it, and then you can put it down on the table. Otherwise, it brings like bad luck. If you put it down after clinking and you don't drink, but you just put it down, that brings bad luck. So don't put your glasses down after clinking with Hungarian. You need to drink from it.
Because in the UK, we just go
Also-
cheers, or we say bottoms up.
Same here in the United States.
Bottoms up.
Yeah.
You should not
Also,
clink glasses in Hungary. You should not clink.
also, funny, but like dirty life advice: do not drink palinka. For the love of life, do not drink palinka. It sucks.
What is it, Molly? What is it?
I heard that I cannot reject if they offer me. I cannot reject Palinka. I heard that.
What is it?
You're not supposed
What's so special about?
It's like nasty fruit liquor. It's like very strong, but it tastes like shit.
No,
It tastes like
it's syrupy, Molly.
I think
it tastes like cough medicine on steroids. It tastes bad.
But why would Hungarians offer me Palinka then?
no, there is some. You have to accept it, but also I want to say to Molly that like not all palinka tastes really bad. There are some really good palinkas
thank
out there.
goodness.
Just like
Are we talking shot size? Sort of like,
yeah,
little.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just in general don't do shots. So if you go out with me and you want to buy me a drink, you're gonna have a bad time because I don't do shots.
No, I don't either. I had a bad experience with the Jaeger bomb years back. I didn't know what I was drinking.
Thinking Jaeger when they said
Terrible.
it tastes like
and
medicine.
I ended up. There were four on this counter, and I was having a dance. And I went up and I had one after the other, and I hadn't eaten very much through the day. Went back home about 2 or 3 in the morning. I was then deciding to make Rice Krispie cake with my children, and it got interesting because I got really hot and bothered. So I ended up doing it stark naked. Never again. I've never touched this stuff ever since. Never again.
I would say actually Jaeger bomb is one of the only
like
shots I can actually taste pretty well because I don't like gin, I don't like vodka, usually I don't like palinka, but I think Jaeger bombs are like.
What do you drink then?
Well, I drink cider if I'm in the UK, or cider back home in Hungary too. Wine, or like I can drink spirits, but like I need it in like gin and tonic or like Red Bull vodka or something like that. I mean I can take shots, but I don't really like them because they're like they burn your throat and like I don't really enjoy that.
I don't enjoy shots. I don't enjoy them. I think like I wouldn't get drunk from shots. Like I wouldn't get the like quote unquote enjoyment of alcohol from shots because I could do like one of them and be done for the rest of the night because it's just burning and it's uncomfortable.
Zambuca is probably my favourite. Have you tried Zambuca, Molly?
The only shot that I kind of like is Wet Pussy. It's an Australian mix of something. I don't know what. When our boss was here from Australia, she made the waiter make us like Wet Pussy is the name of it, and it was like some peachy raspberry stuff mix. I don't know what it was. It was tasty. So that's about the only shot that I could tolerate. But even that one was like enough. Like when we go out with Gabor, I usually we have like
she's very
like
fancy.
sex on the beach, pina colada.
We have like 2 cocktails.
Pina colada is nice.
super big cocktails, and she just like be like another one. Like, okay, I'm
I
paying.
like a Pims. I like a Pims every now and then. That's nice.
I don't think I've tried
Yeah.
that.
Pims is nice.
Plus, I can make Sex on the Beach cocktails at home and actually make it like more fruity than they do in bars. So we usually do that with Gabor whenever he comes around. That we buy like a shit ton of fruit juice, a bottle of vodka, and we just go to town and get drunk while watching shitty movies or good movies, depending on our mood.
Is that true that Hungarians do not drink icy water?
I mean,
Have you ever heard anything about that?
I mean, I think that's also a European thing more, that like in Europe we just don't put like that much ice in water unless you ask for it. And I also like, I really don't like
Yeah.
very, very, very cold water. I just feel like that's just like, no.
In Brazil, we do not use a lot of ice in drinks in general. But I went to the US once. I was in Los Angeles and I ordered this orange juice. The guy gave me ice with orange juice, not orange juice with ice. A lot of ice in the
Oh
glass.
yeah,
And I said,
watered down.
my
No,
goodness,
not
crazy, huh? Not good. Yeah.
diluted.
Oh,
Yeah.
the best like fruit experience that I ever had was my sister's wedding in the Maldives. We went to like every restaurant on the island, and we always ordered their like fruit juices. And you could see like in one of the places the guy actually had to go and like get the fruit from the tree. Like you saw the guy throw the stone down with a stone from the tree, give the stone in, and then you heard like the mixer start to go, and it was like, oh, okay, I guess we're getting it fresh from the tree, kind of fruit juice is what we're talking here, and it was passion fruit. Yeah, that was it. It was passion fruit juice that we ordered, and it was tasty, and you could taste that it was like not sugared, it was not watered down, it was just the fruit and some like minimal water in the mixer and just poured into the glass. It was fantastic.
We have
So
passion fruit.
your birthday is actually tomorrow. So why don't you tell the audience what you're doing tomorrow so we can wrap
Right.
up?
Right.
Yeah, so well, I'm working tomorrow, so that's not too much fun. And because this week will be a sexuality awareness week, I will post videos to my YouTube channel about that, because that's my YouTube channel. I do whatever the fuck I want, and I'm asexual, so you're gonna have to listen to me talk about whatever I want. So that's it. What I'm planning to do, and I'm planning to try to just, not not work too hard, if that's possible at all. But yeah, I'm gonna be working, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, it was fantastic having you guys around to celebrate with and to share my birthday with. And thank you guys for taking the time to be here, especially you, Stella. It's like 2 a.m. over there.
Wow.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
sorry.
Wow, wow.
Trying to keep
Oh.
awake.
Yeah.
I think my consciousness is running away
Yeah.
at the moment.
I'm hoping
You
you
did well,
guys all
Stella.
had fun, and that we will get together like this more and more often in the future,
Yeah.
because I had a lot of fun with you, lovelies.
Oh. Have fun tomorrow, Molly, as much as you can.
Hope the
Thank you,
customers will not bother you much tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just say that you're sick. Just say that you're ill. Just get out
Yeah.
of it. Like,
Oh, hope the internet will be gone tomorrow. So technical issue.
Pray to Satan.
I'm gonna
Pray
pray
to
to
Satan, the internet
Lucifer.
will be
Okay.
Between the hour of until the hour 2, yeah.
Uh-huh.
What time
Molly,
were you born, Molly?
Yeah.
Do you know what time you were born?
oh, good question.
Around midnight.
Uh-huh.
Oh, a
Wait,
witch.
so like, but like midnight as in like the beginning of the day around midnight or the end of the day around midnight?
The beginning.
Oh, the start of the day. Yeah. Mm.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and sign off, you guys. I guess you guys don't jump off. I know Stella, you said you falling asleep, but if you guys
Mhm.
can stay backstage to talk more, and you guys check us out. We're actually going on a break next week. Or no, not a break. Next week is Halloween, so you'll see us on Halloween. We're premiering a pre-recording. Yeah. We're premiering our Halloween special next week, so make sure you check us out then.
Love
Bye.
it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.